Holding talks since April in a bid to bring the United States back on board. Iran says it's optimistic an agreement will be reached, although it cautioned that serious issues remain. Under the 2015 deal, Iran agreed to limit its nuclear program in exchange for sanctions relief, but it's been broken on both sides, initiated by former President Donald Trump, who unilaterally withdrew from the deal in 2018. Mark Fitzpatrick is director of the Non-Proliferation Program at the International Institute for Strategic Studies, and he says that several hurdles remain.
Although Iran has been talking optimistically, I still don't see a key concession that Iran will have to make. They still seem to be talking about demanding that all of the sanctions imposed under President Trump be lifted. And that's very unlikely to happen because some of those sanctions had nothing to do with the nuclear deal. There were sanctions, for example, because of human rights violations. There were sanctions because of Iran interference in U.S. elections. And those sanctions I really don't think will be lifted. And they don't really matter to Iran's economy, but the Supreme Leader had said all sanctions have to be lifted, so his negotiators are still trying to find a way to interpret his words to allow them to accept some compromise. I think the Biden administration has made it very clear that they want to restore the JCPOA. This was a priority for Biden in the campaign trail. Now, he didn't move on it quickly, and when he more or less waited for a month and a half, that gave some observers the sense that it wasn't as high a priority for him. But they've made some pretty important concessions, agreeing, for example, that many of the non-nuclear related sanctions imposed by Trump would be lifted. They're just digging their heels in on a few of these. They've also made concessions in terms of not making a huge issue out of the fact that Iran has advanced technologically in its research and development. There's some technical issues there that are not quite clear. But I think the Biden team certainly wants this deal, but they don't want to appear overeager.